Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth. We're going to have some clouds and rain. Rain later this afternoon into the night, overnight. And then Friday about noon, clearing out. Looks to be a great weekend after that, Cande.
I'll take it. Lovely.
Yeah, should be sunny and wonderful. And
Oh, I love to hear that.
amazing, yeah. Before I get to these stories that I want to get to, the thing that is banned in Vegas and the restaurant closing, the end of an era. Leah, my almost 14 and a half year old daughter, started saying a new phrase the other day, and I had to put her in her place because, well, no, it wasn't a bad phrase, but she thinks that her her age group invented it, and I tried to explain to her that is not true.
Uh-oh, what's the phrase?
So I said something randomly to her, nothing crazy. I don't even remember what it was. So let's just say, and this was not what it was, let's just say I said, "Hey, Leah, I went to the supermarket today and I bought your favorite yogurt." Okay?
Okay.
Her response to me was, "Word." and I laughed and I said, and I respond, I go like this, I go, word up, yo, word up, okay?
Word up.
She goes, no. She goes, what the? She starts laughing. What is word up? She goes, it's word. It's word. So I start, and then we get into this whole fight, and I go, this was developed in like the 80s, and it wasn't word, it was word up, and it became word, and she's like, no, yes, okay. I go on YouTube, I go, Leah, I want you to search a music group from the 80s called Cameo. And
I loved them.
And word, and then I say, type in Cameo, word up, right? And she watches, she goes, this is ridiculous. What is this video? What am I watching? Like, this is so old,
that
right?
song.
Yeah. And so she doesn't care where the phrase came from. She believes it is a new phrase. Everything old is new again, Cande.
It is. And word, not word up, is a thing.
Yes, word.
My son, who's 31 and having a baby, refers to me as dude. Dude. He'll call me, dude, what's up?
Mm-hmm,
Like, what? Dude. Yeah. So, there you have it. What are you going to do?
Yes, nothing. I love it. I thought it was funny.
Word.
And then we went and played 2 hours of tennis before Dublin Deck yesterday, Cande.
No wonder you're so tired.
Yeah, I almost didn't get up this morning. I was
No
so
wonder.
tired.
Now that explains it.
Yeah, we did get a couple hours of tennis.
That's nice.
Yeah. All right, Cande, I have a couple of stories for you. Now banned in Vegas, the estate of Elvis Presley sent every chapel in Vegas that does an Elvis-themed wedding a cease and desist letter.
Oh, thank God.
No more Elvis weddings or else they could face legal action.
I'm thrilled. I think it's so cheesy.
Now, there's one chapel called the Graceland Chapel in Vegas, does over 6,000 Elvis weddings a year, Ken.
Wow.
Yeah, they said they rely on those weddings to make money, and they're, quote, all shook up. Now, a bunch of venues have...
Well, if they don't stop, they'll go to the Jailhouse Rock.
That's right. A bunch of venues have already removed Elvis's images from their marketing materials, from the websites. One couple who had a wedding booked for a few months said they were disappointed when Elvis did not show up. But, get this is their way around it. They got a guy who kind of looked like Elvis. He was in a leather jacket with jeans and a fedora, and the venue called it a rock and roll themed wedding.
Oh, boy. What is wrong with people? I don't understand the thrill of having an Elvis impersonator marry you.
I'm not sure why. It's a big deal in their life, and we let them have their moment.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. The last surviving restaurant of this particular chain is now closed. Did you ever go to a Howard Johnson's? King?
Yes, I did, for the open-faced turkey sandwich many a time.
All right, I will tell you where it just closed. The final location near my sister, about 20 minutes away, in Lake George, New York.
Oh, Rachel Ray grew up there and worked at Howard Johnson's before she became famous.
Well, it lasted 70 years there. It was only open part-time hours at the very end. It first opened in Howard Johnson's opened in 1925, almost 100 years ago. Then they switched to their mid-century, their recognizable orange roof candy. And, peaked in the late 60s, early 70s, about 1,000 locations, was brought back on Mad Men, and, became known as Hojo's, and you know the deal, and then
I
declined.
do. I've been to Howard Johnson many a time.
Yeah, so, now I may have eaten at a Howard Johnson. I cannot remember eating at a Howard Johnson.
You probably did.
I'm sure
I'm sure your father will have a memory to share with you
we'll get a text in bullet points of one time that we ate at Howard Johnson and my sister was most likely projectile vomiting.
What is with the projectile vomiting?
I don't know. Amy had an issue when she was younger. I don't know.
She would just start projectile vomiting?
She threw up a lot, and I don't know what the deal was. Maybe issues. A lot of issues going back.
Oh, boy. Boy. Your mother had it rough.
Yeah, no, they had a rough time, for sure.
I mean, you alone.
I know. Could you imagine raising this?
I can't.
Turns into this neuroses and everything? I mean, imagine what I was like. Candy, you're talking to a kid who in the summer would have to turn on his air conditioning unit in his room like at 10 a.m., and leave it on with the door closed all day, so at night my room would be cold when I went to bed, Candy.
Wow. See, my father would have said, "You're not, listen,
yeah.
I'm not cooling an empty room. Turn it off."
Yeah, we had, listen, you're talking to a guy who, his father, the day before work, would lay out his suits in the den. So my father went to work very early.
Nothing wrong with that.
He laid out his suits early, right? But let's say like on a Sunday night, I'd go to the Italian restaurant, bring in like chicken parmesan or whatever, and eat it in the den. And he would yell that his clothes now stunk like chicken parmesan, Candy. Now, does this explain a little of what my life was like?
Yes.
All right.
I have a good picture of what your life was like.
See where it comes from?
I see, but on the opposite end of that, I wouldn't let my parents put an AC unit in my bedroom. I like the windows open and the, breeze. I never had them put in an air conditioner. My father would freeze us in the summer and sweat us out in the winter. I mean, it was crazy.
I am much too delicate for fresh air. I must have the air conditioning, Candy. I must.
I see.
Yes.
Well, someone found you and loved you. And good luck, Dana. You have a beautiful life.
Less than 20 minutes to your bald and the beautiful entertainment. Everything from Nashville to Hollywood. We're going to have clouds, then rain overnight, about 75 degrees, and then tomorrow afternoon clearing for your weekend, and we like that. Going to be a gorgeous one. Let's hit the roads. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.